Hey, you're watching Half Asian Tarot Queen. I am Elisa, and oh my gosh. Okay, so when I did the split, we got Temperance and we got the Devil. So that's really interesting. It's like there's obviously this toxic situation, which is maybe being brought into balance. There's like this alchemy happening, there's all these emotions kind of being released. But it's like this angel and a devil. There's like one on each shoulder. Really, really interesting. I've never gotten that split before. So when we pull this down, we have the Five of Swords. So there's like winners and losers in this situation. And it looks like there's someone who's like, who won't let go, that's like hoarding. And there's like a harsh truth that's like sort of exposing this underneath the angel. So this is like sort of the healing that's happening in this situation. Then we have underneath the devil, we have the Four of Swords, we have the Page of Swords, we have the Queen of Wands, and kind of what I'm getting from this is that like it's like there's a timeout happening with this toxic situation, and there's good news happening with regard to it. This queen is sort of, she's like an empowered manifesting queen. But it's interesting because she's got this little pet black cat, but like it's like this black cat, like this dark energy is sort of like been tamed in this picture. So it's just sort of like whatever this is, it's like what I'm getting from this is that it's kind of being put in its place. We'll just say that. We're taming it. But the exposure is going to be, it's harsh, you know. So that's interesting. But it looks like this is like good is winning out over evil in this scenario. Okay, so going to the mystical shaman, I got the council and the gatherer. So this is really interesting. For one thing, this is like the vegan card in the deck. So it's like, I love this, but she's like a forager. So she like, you know, forages through the, you know, land looking for nuts and seeds and berries. And she just takes what she needs as she needs it, and everything that she needs is provided for. And then we have this council of light beings who's kind of presiding over this gatherer. So that's really interesting. Then I'm going to go to the light seers, pick some. But yeah, it looks like in the reading that I did yesterday, it was like called The Beginning of the End. And it was talking about how this like situation was sort of being resolved, but it was going to be a process. And it started in the last reading. So this sort of like, it does seem like kind of like the next step in the process, because we're sort of starting to tame the toxic energy. The toxic energy is sort of being put in its place. Okay, so we have strength at the bottom. We have strength over the Empress. There was a reading not that long ago called Elevating to Empress Status, which I think might be relevant here. But so we've got the Three of Wands. We're manifesting the Nine of Cups, which is a card of wishes coming true. We have the Ace of Swords, which this almost looks like a karmic cycle that's being enlightened. And there's this crow, like this truth. That's kind of like the message of truth is flying out into the world. And this is causing this death and rebirth. So it's like there's someone here that's really strong, that's manifesting a wish coming true. And this truth is going out. The message is going out into the world. And it's triggering like a death and rebirth. So it's like, yeah, it's almost like it's like one step farther down the tunnel. There's like all this guidance happening, angelic guidance happening. But it does look like it's going to require strength, and there's going to be a harsh battle that's going to be required to subdue this devil energy. And so that's kind of what this looks like. It's sort of like the process of taking down the devil, you know. And it's like not exactly necessarily the easiest process. Okay, so I'm going to the Bianco Nero, get some on the ground black and white stuff, whatever's going on with that. Interesting. Okay, so it's a similar message. Okay, so we have the Seven of Wands underneath the deck. So this is a card of like lies. It's a card of deception. This is underlying. So this is the toxic energy that we're trying to take down. We have this Page of Cups, this offering of love, and the Star energy, which is another card of like healing, wishes coming true. These are both cards of wishes coming true. So there's like some really strong person who's really had to go through it to kind of like hold back the toxic energy, you know. It's like the Ghostbuster. But they're manifesting this healing, you know. So there's two cards of manifesting wishes coming true. So it's almost like this devil is going to have to get taken down in order for this person. It's blocking this person from manifesting. And that came out in the reading yesterday too. I'm going to the Queen of the Moon Oracle. But there's slow and steady progress happening here. But yeah, it's sort of like right now it's sort of like the question is, how do you take down the devil without becoming the devil yourself? Like that's the challenge. Oh my gosh. So we've got resilience. This person's got this huge burden on their back, but there's all these like plants that are growing out of that, you know, despite it's like I was talking about in the reading yesterday, the Azov steel defenders, you know. And we have fear, like this person has this golden energy around them, but there's all this toxic energy around, and they're, you know, being triggered by, they're scarred, you know, by all these traumas that have happened, but they've been like protecting themselves in this golden energy. And so then we have this person who has boundaries. They have healthy boundaries so that they can kind of have this, it's like going from this sort of like self-protective, like almost like self-sabotaging, like not engaging the world energy, to this energy of having boundaries and having this bubble of safety, but yet still being open to the world, and sort of making this transition. And this is kind of partly how you tame the toxic energy, because it's like, it's not necessarily a matter of slaying the dragons that are out here, but it's a matter of being in command of the dragons within yourself, which are everywhere, you know, and having these healthy boundaries so that you can be open to engaging the world, you know, because we all have these gifts that we have been brought here to contribute. And it's like, if you're in this self-protective bubble and you're not engaging the world, then it's almost like the devil energy has won, you know. And so it's like, how do we manifest this openness and this engagement? And it's like mastering and being in command of your energy, having boundaries, and that's how you have the resilience to overcome this kind of toxicity. So this first step on the path through the tunnel is figuring out boundaries. So we'll leave it there today. Think about that. Check in soon with more messages.